In part one of the Idaho Vintage Motorcycle and Bicycle Show, I showed you the trophy winners. Here in part two, I'm going to bring you 23 I felt stunners that did not win awards. So stay tuned. I'll break these 23 motorcycles up into two groups. The first group is unique vintage motorcycle racers, and the next one will be kind of the classic motorcycles. I'm going to give you a photo of each one of them, then maybe a short walk around. We're going to start off with my favorite, unique vintage motorcycle racers. 1955 BMW R69 Land Speed Racer. Oh, buddy Fred Wiley's going to be riding this bike out at Speed Week this year. So hopefully we'll see him out there on this. It's 1955 600 R69. Look there, all that comforts of that big old fairing. Fred tends to go pretty fast out there in some of these BMWs. He's actually had some that were turbocharged. Would run really good too. Next is a 1955 Ariel 500. I don't think it came in that color, but really looked nice. Real beauty, real beauty. Also, competition's going to be pretty tight in some of these categories. Now, a lot of times they won't get real crazy on what colors are used. If they can use something different than a standard color and still win. This is a bike you don't see too often here. It may be more common in Europe, but a 1982 Suzuki RG 500. You won't see these on American roads. You might see it in Canada someplace. I don't think you see it in America. Pretty wild. Does this belong to you? And where are you from?
Sequim, Washington.
Sequim, Washington. 1971 Kawasaki H1 RA 500.
They weren't real good on there's they got started. They weren't real good on the long tracks, but they were pretty good.
Yeah, I might get really good on that cross.
Oh, cool. No, the gas tank lifted off that easy. Well, thank you. I grew up on Kawasaki's.
Yeah, me too.
1974 Yamaha TA 125. Many people started road racing on bikes like this, with the drum brakes and air cool, real kind of screamers.
And your name is?
1971 Ducati 450, built locally. I believe this is a Union Cycle build here. You'll see a few of those maybe here today. Really sweet, really sweet. On a few of these bikes, like this one here, there really wasn't a placard out, tell me. I could tell it was a Yamaha drag bike, but really wasn't sure if it was a 250 or 350 or what year it was. There's nothing on here saying what it is, but it's what it kind of looks like to me. Run at Lions Drag Strip. This is another bike that didn't have a placard out. It's an Aermacchi. Apologize if I said that wrong. Looks like a 250, 350 Sprint-based engine. And we'll see a Sprint a little bit later on. But you see it. It's an Italian Harley Davidson, a single cylinder that actually imported the Sprints at the time. Back in the mid-60s, they imported the Sprints as a 250, then later as a 350. And that's one of the first bikes that I rode on. It was my brother's Sprint. Had rubber handlebars mounts. Really weird. This next bike caught everybody's eyes. It's a 1968 Ossa 250. I'm pretty sure it didn't come in this color, but it sure should have.
Stock colors, do you have any idea?
I have no idea, but if it wasn't, it should have been, shouldn't it?
Sure stands out.
I mean, I don't know if they did the dirt bikes back then this nice.
That's fancy.
But you know what? It looks great on it. I think it's going to win something here. Next bike's 1971 BMW Formula 750. You can see the Butler and Smith on it, and these were raced years and years ago, but I haven't ever seen one in person until now. But it's got a heck of a sound to it. Yeah. This next one's a 1972 Harley Davidson XRTT. Remember seeing Cal Rayburn run and racing road racing one of these bikes. Obviously a road racer. Got a 1973 Triumph, basically flat track with a T140V engine in it. Wrapping up the race bike class, my favorite is this 1973 Rickman Triumph 650 Mettise. Very beautiful. It just looks great. She's a party girl.
I love that Mettise. Came out of a box.
The frame and the glass did.
Okay, now after getting through with my favorites, the vintage racing motorcycles, my second favorite is the classic vintage motorcycles. The first one out of the box for me is this 1961 BMW R27 250. That classic Art Deco styling. BMW is trying to recreate it in today's R18, but 1961 was really great. 1961. It's getting a little busy in here. I'm trying to get some pictures before it gets too busy. It's a real beauty. I'd like to have one of these. Nothing wrong at all. Kind of to me, this is one of the Art Deco bikes BMW made. It was before my time, but I really kind of like that. 1948 Douglas 350 with a boxer engine was, I think they actually Douglas preceded BMW with a boxer engine, but this is pretty rare beauty here. Another show one that I predicted would be a show winner, but it didn't. It's this 1974 Honda 354. But to be fair, that Kawasaki beat it, did it fair and square. I'll be very surprised if this didn't win something here at the show also. Not perfect, about 11,000 miles on it.
Oh, no shit.
But it's perfect enough for me. This is a 1955 BMW R50. That's one of the younger participants and competitors in this competition. He won a lot last year.
Yeah, it's good
to see someone who doesn't, like most Harley people, they would never have a BMW. But they're both such amazing machines that represent different things. And it's good to see something out there for sure.
My dad's more of a Harley guy, so he's thrilled with the BMWs, but
You tolerate.
This 1970 Triumph T100C was my favorite in the classics at this particular show. Real beauty here, real beauty here. I'll be surprised if this doesn't win something. About this one, a 1967 Parilla 250. Looks sweet. See a lot of, you'll hear about Ransom here today. Pretty popular family here, and motorcycles and building, and father and son, and so they do a lot of good stuff. A lot of good Kawasaki's to choose from here, but I chose this 1975 Kawasaki's 900Z1B. Again, I missed whether it's going to win an award or not. I think this is going to do real well here. Got a real soft spot in my heart for these Harley Davidson Sportsters. This is a 1969 XLH with the hard bags. Notice it's got the hard bags in them. Thanks. Gotta even get a handhold on this. No vintage show would be complete without a Honda CBX. This is from 1979, and this is a good one from Brian.
By the color. 79 were candy red and silver. And that bike came with the silver paint on it, and I saw a red one back east. The East Coast got red one, West Coast got the silver one. So I went down to Honda and said, give me all the red parts for my 79. That's this bike here. He said, well, we don't make the 79 tail. This is 80. This is 80. See the key here?
Yeah.
It has this fork. We had a heavyweight girlfriend. She'd sit on here and bust this.
Well, the video's getting long, so I'm going to make this the last bike. There's many other deserving bikes to be seen, though. This is a 1969 Harley Davidson 350 Sprint SS. It's kind of unusual exhaust on it. I bet it sounds really nice.
yeah. So I had some other brackets, like the luggage in the back.
Pretty cool instrument cluster. Well, that's going to wrap up part 2 of the Vintage Motorcycle Show bikes that I saw that didn't get awards. You can watch the award winners on part 1. I'll leave a link in the comments section. If you saw one of these bikes that you particularly like, tell me about it in the comments section. Join me and my friends at Flat Cap Cafe Racer for riding and racing. Please subscribe.